Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. Thank you so much for joining me for Shifting Perspectives. So, we are talking about reverse manifestation, and this is something I'm really, really excited about. I have been trying to pull apart the theory of manifestation now for a while. It's my journey and my relationship with manifestation has been really fucking long. I discovered it without knowing what it was when I was around 4 years old, to the point where by the time I was 8, 10, I realized that I needed to be really careful with what I said or it would happen. And I've been doing this my whole life, right up until about 2 years ago, about 1 to 2 years ago. And yeah, around 2021, an event in my life happened that was, well, so fucking traumatic. I ended up in the emergency room. And since then, I have not been able to manifest consistently. I have not been able to manifest. It's been tricky. If it's possessions or things in my life, like education, knowledge, it comes to me without a problem. But if it's a physical thing like money, there's been a block. And I had a lot of people advising me that it's my relationship with money. No, it's not. It and this is where, when I first heard the word manifestation, it was about a year ago. And when I sat down and dug into it, it was a massive, oh, that's what I've been doing my whole life. I didn't realize it was a thing. I just thought it was me. So it immediately started me on this massive obsessive kick of wanting to understand the theory. I'm huge on theory. I do not believe in magic, and I believe in magic. And I don't believe in magic, but I really believe in magic. I believe that magic and science are the same thing. I believe that when something happens, there is a scientific explanation. I believe we just don't understand it. I am a huge, huge believer that when something happens, that's when physics is involved, and we are just ignorant of the physics. We are ignorant of the science. So we plug in magic where ignorance, basically where education and knowledge fails us. But I also believe that when you really deep down into things and you look at them, at the core of everything is science. We just don't have it yet. Ultimately, I believe that magic and science are the same thing, and that there is going to be and is a logical explanation for everything. But until we know that, it does appear as magic to us because we don't understand it and we don't have an explanation for it. So for me, magic is just without explanation to the common knowledge. That being said, manifestation, in my opinion, is no different. I wanted the theory of manifestation because when you understand the theory of something, you can do it all the time without a problem. You don't have to wait for it to happen. You don't have to rely on luck or chance. It just happens. So I was huge on since 2022. I became very focused on finding the theory behind manifestation. Now, the thing is with manifestation is if you are focused on looking for the theory to something, to anything, using it without the theory is actually you're violating an ethical law. You're cheating, basically. So ultimately, I think this is one of the reasons why I've struggled with manifestation for the last year is because I'm on this pursuit of the manifestation theory. And as long as I was on this pursuit, I couldn't actually access manifestation itself because that would be cheating. I had to find the theory. So I interviewed a lot of people. It started off when I started doing my millionaire research. They're the ones who actually brought it up. I wanted to know how to become a millionaire. I wanted to know the poverty mindset. I wanted to understand not just money, because that's easy. You grab a book and you learn finances. Here's the thing. Here's what I noticed. I am huge on if something's right, it works 100% of the time. If something is wrong, it doesn't. Consistency equals correct. If it's inconsistent, it's wrong. A great example of this, look at the success rate of Alcoholics Anonymous. Their success rate is an embarrassing 12%. That means that Alcoholics Anonymous has a 82% failure rate. Yeah. So in my opinion, Alcoholics Anonymous is garbage because it has an 82% failure rate. If it were good, it would have a 100%. I would even accept 95% success rate, but it doesn't. It has a 12% success rate. On a good day, the statistics are actually 8 to 12%. In my opinion, that is fucking unacceptable. It's why I have such an issue with Alcoholics Anonymous, is because it is one of the worst programs available, and so many people speak so highly of it without actually knowing the success rate. That being said, if something is not 100% consistent, it's wrong. So, how many people are trying to manifest based off of all of the theories that are currently out there, and how many people are actually succeeding? Because the consistency is so low, and this is where faith speakers are huge on, well, they just don't believe. No, 100% success rate or it's garbage. So if you're blaming faith, in my opinion, their theory is wrong. So I dove into the theory, and it started off with me wanting to know about millionaires and what's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? What's the difference between the mindset? Why are people poor? I want to dive right into that. And what I learned was that poverty is a mental illness. Poverty is 100% a mental illness. I noticed that millionaires, people who had millions, people who had $5 million, they were ranging from not feeling secure enough. They lost their money. They would get it back and then they'd lose it. And then I noticed that there were people who were millionaires who got the money and they felt they were millionaires and they were solid. I've spoken to people who had $500 million, and I watched their mental illness consume them as their work progress decreased. I saw millionaires transfer and basically live vicariously through their work, projecting their need to control money and their lives into their jobs and careers. So I watched, and those people did not feel secure. They did not feel like they were rich, even though they had $500 million. And then I sat down and I had dinner with people who were billionaires, and they were like, "Oh yeah, money's not a problem. They're calm about it. They're lax. They're chill." And I sat down, and this is interesting. I talked to people who went to business school. Most people who go to business school are not millionaires. Most people who go to business school are failures, according to financial statistics, according to feeling successful. And I'm going, you go to business school, and how many people are walking away actually successful in business? Almost none. And I'm sitting here going, interesting. Again, if it's right, it's consistent. And if you look at how many people go into business, invest in business school, and then aren't successful, why are you investing in business? How legit is the schooling that you get from business school? Yeah, you might be able to understand it, but you're not doing it. So we're back to, I question the system. If it's right, it's 100% successful. It's consistent, and it wasn't. So then I stepped back and I looked at other things. I looked at advertising. I looked at marketing. I noticed there's a lot of people out there going, only 1% of businesses are a success. True story. Only 1% of the population is successful. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on? So I went on this massive, it's been 2 years of me just analyzing business, speaking to millionaires, looking into manifestation, because every millionaire said the same thing. Every millionaire's secret, every one of them, is mindset manifestation. So I pulled it apart. How did you do it? Not one of them could tell me how they did it. Not one. Not one. They told me what they did. And I went, okay. And then other people copied them and it didn't work. It's wrong. Now, I do not believe that the problem is with their skills to manifest. I believe that they're manifesting. But I believe that their communication skills are abysmal. It's on my website. If you look at my homepage, at the very top of the page, I have a quote that says, let me pull it up here because I'm not going to misquote myself. When you have something really important to say, it doesn't matter how impactful or groundbreaking it is, if you can't even say it. So I believe that the problem with the people I've been speaking to is their lack of communication skills, their inability to articulate fine, precise psychological execution. There's a huge difference between understanding manifestation, doing manifestation, and then being able to articulate what it is precisely you did that got you the results that you got. So I've got two manifestors, phenomenal people, phenomenal manifestors. They both are best-selling published authors on the topic of manifestation. And yet, the majority of people who go to them and follow their advice can't manifest, even after working with them. And again, I'm looking at it going, I think they're good manifestors. I think they're bad teachers. I think they're horrible manifestor teachers because they lack the understanding and the theory. So I took what person A said. I took what person B said. I compared it to everything the millionaire said. And I'm sitting here ripping this thing apart going, what is it about manifestation? I believe that when we actually understand the theory, so that person A says to you, this is how you manifest. You do it and boom, it's done. So I'm seeking the theory behind manifestation, not just manifestation itself. I don't want to do it and then just get lucky and then try and replicate it. I don't want that, replicate it. I want the actual theory so I can communicate it to other people. And in order to do that, I have to understand it. So I'm talking to people, and what I get a lot of is, this is what happened for me. This is that moment that it finally worked for me. But I'm noticing that it's not still working for them. Or in the case of one person, it worked for her the first time, and then she used that money to set up a system so that now it's an automatic money system. She got into investing, which isn't actually manifesting at all. It's like, okay, so if I take all your money, can you manifest again? And I don't think she can, because she doesn't need to. She just got lucky the one time because she didn't know what she was actually doing. She just landed on it. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at all the scenarios, and I'm analyzing the psychology of it. I'm looking at the brain. I'm looking at physics. I'm talking to scientists. I'm bringing all of these things into play, trying to figure out exactly where it's all happening, where that fine point is, where I can point at it and say, right there, that's manifestation. In the meantime, I'm breaking down the cognitive core. I'm looking at the mindset. I'm analyzing all the different parts of the subconscious mind, and I'm trying to figure out exactly at what point this theory takes place with manifestation. And this is what I've noticed. It's all about control. And I'm huge on Abraham Hicks as well. They're bringing in a lot of information. And Abraham Hicks, those people can manifest. And I'm listening to the words they're saying to me. I'll sit there and listen, and I'll analyze Abraham Hicks. And I'm breaking down the verbiage they're using. And they are the closest to actually getting this accurate as far as communicating it to people. And I'm listening to what they're saying. And it was one specific thing they said that really resonated with me in one of the videos I have that I listen to every night. It is that moment that you celebrate the abundance of others, that your abundance flows. And I went, isn't that interesting? Why? Now, I could feel it. I could absolutely feel it. So I analyzed that for several weeks, focusing on the celebration of others. And while I saw the things I manifested pick up and flow, it wasn't consistent. And I went, no, that's not it. And I have been sitting in a state of abundance and positivity and giving and receiving for a long time now. I am consistently about 6 weeks solid into it. And I'm definitely seeing things in abundance flow in, not in the case of money, but I'm definitely seeing all this other abundance come in. And this morning, it was yesterday that I noticed something. And I've been kind of playing around with this concept for a while now. And yesterday, I was finally able to articulate it and click it. Control. Whenever anyone sits down to manifest, they are trying to pull the universe to them. They are trying to pull on these 8 billion threads like a marionette to say, I want X, give it to me. But there was something that both people did when I was talking to them and doing my research. They used the words, show me how. Now, this is a subtlety that both of them missed. The first lady I spoke to, Amanda, She told me that it was that moment of desperation. And I went, well, isn't that interesting? And I've talked about this in my previous videos. She reported a feeling of desperation, absolute rock bottom, and no way out, zero option. Manifestation was literally her only choice. Now, when I talked to the other gentleman, Napoleon, he reported the same thing. Both of them got to that point of desperation, rock bottom, no way out, zero option. Both of them. And everyone I've spoken to says the same thing. Now, flipping over to addiction, flipping over to psychology and the mindset of desperation and rock bottom, they talk about that being the point of return. Oh, you have to let them hit rock bottom or they'll never change. That's bullshit. It's absolute fucking bullshit. Because there are people who hit rock bottom and they commit suicide. There are people who hit rock bottom and then the drugs kill them. And then there's people who don't hit rock bottom that turn their lives around. So that's bullshit. So I looked at the psychology that takes place during desperation, rock bottom, no way, and zero options. And one of the things that I noticed happens in every single circumstance is open-mindedness. Now, prior to that state of open-mindedness, in the last video, I talked about job, career, and calling. I talk about the 3 stages of money. I talk about how foundational mindset is get money now, get money now, get money now. Cultivator mindset is do A and invest. Visionary is do what makes you happy. Open-mindedness. Now we're going to take that video and combine it with this one because this is where it's going. When you are in the visionary mindset, just like those millionaires and billionaires I talked to, they were also in an open-minded mindset. Now, the common thread between all of this, all of it, the visionaries, the billionaires, the people who are open-minded, the people who successfully manifested, the show me how, every one of them had one thing in common that no one's talking about, except Abraham Hicks. Their ability to relinquish control. Now, it's a different kind of control, and this is huge. What I noticed in myself and in other people with the control is when you are focusing on give me X, I want X, you're still controlling, you're still pulling on those threads. So, and here's the thing, here's the kicker. You are pulling on the threads. You are the puppet master. And you're sitting there tugging every time you manifest. You're tugging on these 8 billion threads, dancing all the people around you as an attempt to get what you want, which is control. But when you are at rock bottom, when you are open-minded, and when you are at that point of desperation, rock bottom, no way out, zero options, show me how, you release the threads, you open yourself up, and you say, put me wherever the fuck you need to put me to make this happen. You relinquish control. You are telling the universe, what's the prayer? The prayer is, help me to release the things I can't control, accept the things I can't control, and the ability to tell the difference. However that quote goes. The difference is, imagine that there is a frequency for you, and every one of these options and vortexes and pathways are open. Now, you might be focused on this particular pathway. You are at a fork in a road with all of these paths out in front of you, and you have your mind set on that path. That's the path you want. And you decide to go down that path. But it's hard. It's filled with boulders. But you're going to go down that path. And while you're going down that path, you're saying, there's going to be money down this path. Give me the money. Give me the money. This is the control mindset. This is what we try and do when we manifest. Manifestation, when it's done right, is you being blindfolded, you being taken out of that path, saying, you think that's your path? Instead, it's show me my path. Show me which path is going to lead to my money. Now, your money might be down path number 6, all the way over there, but you're so determined to go down path number 1 that you have your back turned to path number 6. So you're focused on path number 1. You might be considering path number 2. Part of you might be going, you know what, I don't care how you get the money to me, just as long as you get the money to me. While you're focused on paths number 1 and 2. But when you properly manifest, you're actually turning yourself over to the universe saying, put me on the right path. That's the difference. Show me the right path. And that is something both of those people manifested. Those are what both of those people got to. When they hit their rock bottom, both of them said, show me the way. Prior to that, we're all thinking, I want this, and we're tugging on those marionette strings. And we're trying to make the universe dance for us. No, drop the strings. This is what Abraham Hicks means when they say relinquish control, stop marinating or marionetting. It's not you pulling strings on the universe to make the universe dance for you. It's you becoming the puppet to the universe. To do this, it starts with you turning yourself over to the universe saying, use me. Use me. The universe, imagine the universe is sentient. I'm still trying to figure out if it is. Imagine that the universe is sentient and the universe has a plan and the universe has this massive orchestra happening to it. And you're there trying to do your own thing and your own song, telling the universe, look, stop with your song, give me what I want. That's manifestation. That's what a lot of people do. And it doesn't work for them. But when you get to that point with the universe where you say, I don't know what your plan is. I don't know what your song is. I don't know what you're working on. This is what I want. Put me wherever the fuck it is you need to put me to get me what I want while you are using me for your grand design. And you completely turn yourself over to the universe. That's when you drop all control. You allow yourself to relax into the arms of the universe. You allow the universe to literally tie strings to you and you become its puppet. The universe becomes your master. It's absolutely BDSM. Oh my God, is it a gorge? This is the beauty of that relationship between a dominatrix and a sub. This is it. People think that it's the domination coming in saying, this is what you're going to do. This is where you're going to go. And it's reverse that. The sub's in charge. The sub's in charge. It is the dom's choice, the universe in this case, to say, I'm taking a responsibility and I'm bringing you into my care. You tell me what you need and I will get it for you. But I'm going to have to move your arms and legs for you. So you turn yourself completely over to the universe and you say, I don't know what you're doing. I understand that you have your grand design. Put me involved in your grand design. Use me however you need. Use me for your grand design. Now, I want $2 million. Put me wherever the fuck you need to put me to get me that $2 million. The universe will then say, okay, I'm going to put you wherever I want. And you are going to be picked up by the universe and dropped on path number 6 with all of your abundance. Now, it's probably going to be something completely different, something you never even thought of. But you were so close-minded about how you wanted to play your composition that you completely ignored the needs of the energy field. You completely ignored the needs of the universe. You didn't take into account the universe's plans. So if you start to think of the universe as a partner, as an actual marital partner, a relationship, and you can go into a relationship and say, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, this is what I want, and you have to conform to me. Really? You think the universe is going to comply? The universe is going to go, I have something I'm working on over here. And I'll get you whatever I can as it comes by, but I have my own grand design. There's no respect. There's no respect for the universe. It is not at your beck and call. And that's the problem. So many people go into manifest disrespecting the universe, disrespecting the energy field, thinking it's at your beck and call. Oh, well, I have this power now. I'm just going to use you. Excuse you, says the universe. I'll do my best, but I have my grand design happening over here. So it's going to take longer, if it happens at all. And then you're going, well, manifestation doesn't work for me. Now, completely different approach. Use me however you need for your grand design. This is what I want. It's not an exchange so much as it's just respect for what the energy and what the grand design is, whatever it may be, because you have 8 billion other people that the universe is tugging and pulling and orchestrating. Now, you don't know what that grand design is. None of us do. And when you're working with the universe and you are stepping into the universe's world and you're telling it, hey, this is how I want, this is what I'm wanting out of this. And you respect that the universe has its own grand design that's infiltrating 8 billion other people, suddenly you become part of its dance. So you are stepping into its dance. You're not just raping it. And that's literally what people are doing. When they walk into manifestation, it's an attempted rape. You are taking from the universe without any consideration as to what the universe has planned. You're not going to get manifestation. You are actually going into it with the exact anti-ethic of what the universe is all about. This is about absolute respect that you are part of a bigger whole and that you can't just rape the bigger whole for your own benefit. No, manifestation doesn't work like that. This is a magnificent power that comes with significant purpose. That's at its core is all about you understanding that this grand design, this universe, and these 8 billion people don't cater to you. That's God complex. This is about humility and being humble enough to relinquish control and say, wherever you need to put me, put me. Show me how. Show me my path. Now imagine you're back at that crossroad and you have all of these paths laid out before you. Now, you might see one that's all glittery and pink with unicorns and rainbows, and that's the one you want. But if you're so focused on the one you want, you have turned your back to all the other opportunities. And you might have missed something because you have a limited perspective. You must work together. The universe has all the perspectives. You have yours. Your neighbor has one. Your partner has another. None of you can see all of the perspectives at the same time, but the universe can. So the universe is orchestrating this magnificent thing because it's got 8 billion people making dreams and wishes of it. And it's moving and it's orchestrating. But what if everyone comes together, turns themselves over to the universe and says, hey, you're the orchestrator. Why don't you just put us all where we need to and I'll dance? And that is when manifestation occurs. It's when you stop asking what you can get out of the universe and you start asking what you can give to the universe. It's absolutely a selfless mindset of not self-sacrificial, but it's understanding that you are part of a whole, that you are not the center of the universe, that you are within it, and that your movement and your abundance within it is only and solely dependent upon how cooperative you are with it. And you barging and telling the universe what you're going to get, what you want, and demanding it from the universe is actually a form of control. And when you go in and it's the same mindset. So this is where a lot of people get this wrong, where they think, well, I'll be politer. I'll be nicer. You're still missing the point. If you go in and you're kind to the universe going, I would like to have my $1 million, please, but I'm still going to be closed-minded and still pull all of these strings. I'm just going to be nice about it. You're still controlling because you are probably barking up the wrong tree. Because you are not ultimately trusting that the universe is going to show you the way. You must ask, show me how. Not give me $2 million. Show me which path will get me the $2 million. Show me which path is mine. Instead of you deciding which path is going to be yours, how tuned into your intuition are you really? How much of your manifestation is fear-based? How much are you wishing for your own emotional prosthetic? Whereas when you're saying, show me how, you are tapping so deep into your intuition and turning it all over. You are 100% turning your needs, everything you are, over to the universe because you trust it. This is where Abraham Hicks talks a lot about trusting the universe. Because when you relinquish control, you are 100% trusting the universe. And in order to do that, you must surrender all control by giving yourself over to the universe so that it will puppet you, just like in a BDSM scenario when the dominatrix is taking the sub into their care. It is trust. The sub is 100% trusting that kind of control over to the dom. And the universe in this case is very much the dom. You want benefits, you want the advantageous of trust, you want that full experience of what trust really is. It's going to cost you. And the price is your control. It is a high price, but that is the currency. Oh my God, is it the fucking currency? You want trust, you're going to have to give up control. You can't have both. And that's the problem. So many people go into manifestation focused on all the control and the benefits and the abundance, and they're not willing to pay the price. And the price is total, complete submission to the universe. No control. You don't get to choose any of it. You get to say, I want, and then surrender all choice. Back to my own life as an example. I'm sitting here telling the universe, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I'm wanting to go. Where I'm wanting to go? Where I'm wanting to go. I'm sitting here pursuing triadic healing. I mean, I love my triadic healing. I'm pursuing coaching. I hate coaching. I fucking hate coaching. When people say to me, are you a coach? And I'm like, no, don't call me a coach. I fucking hate it. It's because it's not me. It's not my authenticity. And I'm sitting here thinking, how am I going to get money and how am I going to make profit with coaching? And none of the ideas are flowing because the universe isn't giving me them. The universe isn't giving me those ideas because those aren't the ideas. That's not the path for me. But I can't stop thinking about that fourth perspective path of, oh, you've got to make money. I've got to surrender it. I've got to relinquish it. So I go back to that centerpiece where I've got all these paths laid out in front of me. And I'm sitting here going, okay, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how to make money. The question really is, which one of these paths is really my path? My path is the one that vibrates the most with me. Really, ultimately, I want to get money for playing. I want to play and make money from playing. Really, that's me. I hate work. I want to play. So I'm sitting here pursuing coaching, which to me is work. It really is work. I'm sitting here. I love my podcast, but I'm sitting here going, okay, so I'm coaching. I'm pursuing this education route. And to me, that's not fun. Oh my God, it's fucking hell for me. I fucking hate dealing with education. I'm putting it out there. I love talking about it. I love showing people, but actually sitting down and teaching people, it's not fun for me. It's work. It's miserable. And in the meantime, this is what I've been told by a bunch of fourth perspectives is how you make money. Like they know. They're poor and they're advising me. So I turn myself over to the universe and I say, you know what? I don't give a shit how you get me the money. I just, please, I want a source of income so I can have financial abundance, so I can be financially free. So I throw myself back blindfolded and I let the universe catch me. And what does that little bitch do? I love her to fucking pieces. She hands me a podcast deal where I get to play D&D. And I'm going, I never would have thought of this. And it's so me. Like, wow, I literally get to play Dungeons and Dragons for a living while I tap into all of my skills. And the universe provides. And she doesn't provide until I shut my mouth and I open my mind. It's when I stop trying to come up with the answers. It's when I stop trying to come up with the answers. It was extraordinary. It's like she thumbed her nose at me. And it was this beautiful, this is how she works. And I love her to pieces. She's sitting here going, you have a lesson to learn. You have a lesson to learn. And I'm sitting here going, this is what I want. This is the manifestation. And I keep putting it through and I keep calling all of my friends. I keep calling up master manifestators and they're tweaking my language. It doesn't work. The language does not fucking matter because 90% of the shit that I manifested, I never said out loud. It's all emotion based. It's all feeling based. Oh my God, is it 100% feeling based? And I'm getting shit yesterday, last night. In fact, I never once said out loud, I want this. I want to make money off of playing D&D. I never once said that. I just felt it. She picked up on it. The lesson for me to learn, every time you have to wait for something, the universe is teaching you a lesson. The longer you resist her lesson, the longer you're going to have to wait every single time. So when you have to wait for something, ask yourself what you should be learning. Ask her what you should be learning. Manifest that because it'll come faster to you. So I'm sitting here working with her last night and I'm going over this conversation with the universe and I'm going, okay, show me how. Just, I don't care how you do it. I want money. I need an income. Show me how. And I just fall back into her arms. Now she's like, finally, now you're letting me mold you. So she turns around, she shows me this opportunity I never would have even considered because I'm too close-minded, because I was thinking too much about the solution rather than the trust. And that's the problem. When you are focused on your solution, you're not letting her provide you with the solution. When you are so focused on your own solution, you're not trusting her to take care of you. When you're focused on how am I going to eat, you're not trusting her to feed you. And that's the problem. We're back to that whole, if you want, you're going to have to pay the price. The price is control. It is a hefty fucking price to be able to say to her, I don't know how I'm going to make money. Show me my path. And literally 30 minutes after I said those words, 30 minutes later, I get this message saying, my CEO wants to schedule you for this Dungeons and Dragons podcast, and we're going to be setting it all up for you. We just want to put you at the center stage with an income. And I'm going, didn't even know this was a job. I didn't even know this was a job. I didn't even know this was an option. The universe did. I just needed to shut my mouth and trust her. So it's the mindset, not going in thinking, all right, I'm going to manipulate the universe and make her dance for me. It's you putting yourself on a pedestal and you using these 8 billion threads, pulling on them like you are the puppet master. Reverse it. She's the puppet master. She's the one who's in control. You have to consent to being her submissive. You have to kneel to her. She's the dom. But it's going to cost you the trust. Can you trust her? I mean, I'm talking deep, total trust to the point where you're blindfolded, you're gagged, you're collared, you're leashed. You let her wire you up however she needs to wire you up. And that's when you shut your subconscious mind down. You stop thinking and you just tune into your intuition, because that's how she talks to you. That's it. It isn't this great magic. It really isn't. It's just being so tuned in to the energy of other people that you can feel how everyone is moving. It's like when you're using your eyeballs and you're watching the dance and you're watching everyone's foot placement and you're learning how to dance and you're learning all the choreographed steps and you want to join in. Oh my God, I am so talking about myself right now. And you want to join into the dance and you're just constantly running through, memorizing all the salsa steps. Yeah, I'm talking about me learning salsa. And then you finally say, fuck it. You put yourself into blindfold. You step into the dance and you feel the music and you just feel it. And you have to shut your brain off. And we're so busy thinking, so busy analyzing, so busy using our subconscious minds that it's getting in the way. This is not something you can do with your brain. It's not the words. It's not the words. I've had people tell me, oh, you have to repeat words 3 times. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you don't even need to say them out loud. You don't have to feel them, or you don't have to do anything except just feel. And the universe provides. All of this tedious bullshit that we're obsessing about, you're missing the point. That's not how manifestation works, which is why manifestation doesn't work. It all is about you shutting off the thoughts, shutting off the subconscious mind. Abandon the English language. Imagine there's a language. I talk a lot about feelings and emotions, and they are different. They are very different. And this is my own thing. This is not, actually, I don't know if it's in psychology. I have to look into it. But for me, feelings and emotions are completely different, completely different. And here's the difference. Emotions are from outward sources. They are the feelings that other people force into you. Feelings come from the universe. Feelings come from your love system. Feelings are authentic. Emotions are trauma. That's how I tell the difference. Emotions are illogical because they contradict your feelings. Your feelings are legit because they are tuned in and aligned to your emotions. Now, feelings and emotions are the language of your subconscious mind and of the universe. The universe speaks in feelings. It is a language. I talk about the energy. I was talking about this with my partner the other day. The energy is your feelings. When you meet somebody and you're like, oh my God, you have such great energy. feelings. You're actually just feeling their feelings. Energy is feelings. It's the same thing. Oh my God, this is such physics. There is actually a chemical response that is released with words, that's released with feelings. And we have an association with the words because we use the words in affiliation so much with certain emotions that we now have an emotional response when we think of the word. But the words are secondary. Children come into this world, animals come into this world without any words. They're just feelings. They have to learn the language. Language is a consequence. We have forgotten this. Language is an absolute consequence. The first language is feelings. Our subconscious mind to this day, no matter how old you get, when you dream in feelings. The subconscious mind will speak to you in emotions and feelings all day long. It will never speak to you with words. It doesn't. Our first language is feelings. The sooner you wrap this around your head, the sooner manifestation is going to make sense for you. The sooner this is all going to click into place. And we are thinking absolutely like a subconscious or like a conscious awareness, plugging into words and our language, and it's bullshit. It doesn't work. We need to go inward and plug into the energy with the energy field. And in order to do that, we have to tune completely into our emotions and our feelings. Our feelings are 100% linked and are a result of the energy field. And when our brains get working and we're sitting there thinking about all this shit and thinking about all the words, when we are thinking about the language skills, we are tuned out of our feelings. We have to turn our subconscious minds off because our subconscious minds are linked and running off of the English language. Overthinking, turn it off. Go inward, focus completely on the emotions, on the feelings. And when you focus on the feelings and the energy field, when you tap into the feelings instead, you can listen to what the universe is doing, where it's pulling you, where it's sending you. Intuition, your gut core is all of this. And the problem is you've got your parents telling you what you should do. You've got all these societal expectations contaminating this core energy source. So it's the energy versus your parents. It's your energy. It's the energy field versus societal expectations. There's a war happening. And you are caught up in the middle of this war between the energy field, your shadow self. Your shadow self is completely tuned into it. And this conflict with societal expectations. Societal expectations runs off of language and runs off of rejecting the energy field. So it's got its own matrix over there running its own thing. And you can either choose to be hooked up to the energy field or you can choose to be hooked up to the matrix. You can't have both. Oh my God, you can't have both. People who are suffering from Mercury retrograde are trying to have both. That's why they suffer. You have to choose which one of these two you want to be loyal to. If you're going to be loyal to the matrix and completely allow yourself to be consumed by societal expectations, then stay there. Don't surpass the fourth perspective. But understand that as soon as you get into the fifth and sixth perspective, you're going to be torn between the energy field and the matrix. And you can't have both. But by turning yourself completely over to the energy field, you have to completely shed everything that is the matrix. Because you have to stand with the energy field. That has to become your loyalty. Now you can manifest. Now you can surrender yourself over to her. She's going to move you however she needs because now you are part of a bigger dance. You are part of something much bigger. And this is where money doesn't exist here. Things don't exist here. It's completely just her and how she needs you to be in position because she's got 8 billion other people that she's maneuvering around. And you've got this matrix that's just a bastardization to this natural order, to this nature. So you got to choose which one of these you're going to be loyal to. And until you do, you're going to be in a lot of pain. You're going to be absolutely ripped apart with Mercury retrograde. You're going to be stuck in that fifth and sixth perspective where you're going to toggle between your traumas and the nature. And you can't have both. This is what it is when you decide to finally heal. What you're really doing is returning to the nature by returning to the energy core. And there is so much benefit to this. But so many people are resisting it because these people, the matrix, has told them that this doesn't even exist. This is the dumbest part of all of this. This is the stupidest part of all of this. These dumb fucks over here, the foundationals, have told everybody that this doesn't exist. And as a result, people who feel this are now resisting this, and they're stuck in the fifth and the sixth perspective because these dumb fucks have told them that this doesn't exist. So they're stuck in the fifth and sixth perspective, resisting this because these dipshits said it doesn't exist. And that's really it. Once you realize that they're dumb fucks, you're free. But you got to realize that they're stupid. There's just no way around this. Foundationals are uneducated Neanderthals. They are stupid, which is why they never made it past the fourth perspective. There are 12 perspectives at least, and there are 4 because they're stupid. They're uneducated. They don't value growth. They don't value education. They have not mastered any of self-comfort, resourcefulness, humility, understanding their own limitations, asking for help, self-government, accountability. They haven't touched any of that because they're children. Ethically, they're equivalent to a bunch of 2, 3, and 4-year-olds. When you have a Bible thumper coming at you, waving their Bible at you, 2-year-old mindset. They're children. They're children trapped in a 60-year-old body, and their subconscious mind is a 2-year-old. They are uneducated. And they're also in a position of power, and they throw tantrums, and they're tyrannical. And one of these dipshits is blowing up Ukraine right now. Dumb fucking stupid people. And they're telling us that this doesn't exist when physics is over there poking at it going, look what we found. Look at this really awesome electromagnetic field. Oh, did you know that a human being is also hardcore wired with electrical currents? What happens if you put the 2 of these together? No, these dumb fucks are going to say that science is wrong, that religion is right, that this doesn't exist. And because we believe our parents, we're stuck in the perspectives 5 and 6, even though we've already outgrown them. And that's the irony. That's the really, really stupid part of all of the system is at most children today are being born at the 5th perspective and the 6th perspective. Most 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds are already smarter than their parents. And because we have this stupid loyalty to our parents who are abusing us to be like them, and we're told that this doesn't exist, instead they call us crazy. They call us black sheep. They abuse us. They suppress us. And then when we can't be broken into their expectations, they throw us away like fucking garbage. And so we're abandoned. We're without a home. We feel empty, lost, confused. And we have this pull going home to this energy field. And we don't understand it. And we're stuck here going, I don't know what I am. I don't know who I am. They're stupid. It does exist. Go home. It's there. Science is proving it's there. Science is absolutely on a massive, oh my God, look at this thing. It's really awesome. Let's plug into it. Here's your hippocampus. Like, it's there. Go. But you've got to abandon their conditioning. You've got to abandon the parental garbage that the society has put into you. And the sooner you abandon their bullshit, the sooner you can go home. And once you do, hello, authentic living. It is a state of pure confidence, a solid bit of confidence that you are so solid that you can be vulnerable and you will know that no one will hurt you. Imagine no longer being afraid of your own vulnerability. Imagine taking your vulnerability and putting it out there so confidently because you know no one can hurt you. Because you're that confident. Because you are that skilled at protecting yourself. That's the kind of relationship with the universe that waits for you. If you can recognize that they're a bunch of dipshits and get away from them. Because these morons are telling you that this doesn't exist when you feel it. And when you feel that pull toward that energy field, scientists are over at CERN showing you that it's real. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? If you love shit like this, like, subscribe, follow below. Go ahead and comment on the video. Let me know what part of it resonated with you. And donate to the garden, help the garden grow. Click on the link below for Linktree and see all of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm currently building a Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm inviting anybody who wants to join. I have an online game. I also have a live in Brooklyn game. So if you are in the New York City area and or in Brooklyn, go ahead and sign up. And I'm taking only about like 8 to 12 people max. So I've got 2 games that I'm forming. And thank you so much. May the kindest of words always find you.